Hello, everybody, and welcome to another morning Kickstart. I'm Brad Neufeld,
And I'm Jay Walther.
and we're here to give you your motivational quote for the day, as well as a resilience tip and the fun fact for the day. We love giving these things out. We're having a ball, Jay and I, so we're just going to keep doing them until everybody tells us to stay off. But nobody has yet, so we're good, right?
That's right.
Anyway, but now let's go ahead and get to our quote of the day. Go for it, Jay.
Okay, today's quote is from Aristotle. He was a good friend of mine back in the day. I learned from him. No,
You're dating yourself.
that's right. That's right. I dated myself a lot in high school too. Anyway,
All right.
Aristotle says, "We are what we repeatedly do.
Mhm.
Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit."
Love it.
I love that one too. It just becomes a habit to do the good things we need to do in our daily life.
Right.
And if we make it a habit, we get better at what we're doing.
Yeah. It's just like, in many instances, playing the piano.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can play for half an hour 3 times a week and think you're practicing really hard. But to be good at it, sometimes it takes more. But
Yeah.
you can be good if you put that into practice, like you say. I like
right.
that. I like that quote.
Habit.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into our resilience tip for the day, and we're on to mindset number 7. You ready for this one? This deserves a drum roll. Brrr. Here we go. Okay. This one is winners have a positive attitude. Now you might go, okay, well, that's kind of simplistic, right? Well, of course they have a positive attitude, right? However, there's an effective way. This is something that I've learned the hard way. There's an effective way to have a positive attitude and a not so effective way. And let me explain the difference between the two. Most self-help books out there will teach you stuff like, hey, all you have to do is think about it, think positively, and it'll magically appear. Well, let's put this into perspective, Jay. You grow a garden, don't you, every year?
I try to.
Okay. Well, let's say that in April, it's time to start planting those seeds, and you went out there and you worked your hind end off, getting that ground all ready, getting everything all taped up, for all of your things that are going to grow on vines or whatever, for peppers and all this. And you went out there and just, put it all together, dug all the rows, you planted the seeds, and you're feeling pretty good about things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from that point, for the rest of the growing season, I'm going to have you go into your house, sit in there for the whole month of April, May, June, July, and August. And I want you to say to yourself over and over again, I have a beautiful garden. I have a beautiful garden. I have a beautiful garden. Say it 1,000 times a day. What's going to happen in August?
Well, if you live here in Utah, you're gonna not have a lot of plants grow up.
Why not? You were positive.
Well, it doesn't rain a lot. And
you got these things called weeds.
Yeah, the weeds
And
kind of grow
bugs.
up. You might have a beautiful patch of weeds.
Yeah. Well, I see a lot of people get frustrated with the concept of the positive attitude because of this very thing, because it's based on false premises. Okay. Now, if you look at it this way, you do the same thing and you put your time and effort into it and you weed every Saturday. It's all set up. You pull the weeds out, you hoe it a little bit so those roots can get a little bit of air. You're consistently fertilizing it when you need to. You're watching it, you're watering it, and you have faith that if you put the work into it, that you will have a beautiful garden. Well, more than likely, what will you have by the end of August?
A beautiful garden and maybe some fresh veggies.
Yeah. So the positive attitude comes in with, if I do the work, I will be successful. Do you see the difference between the two?
Well, I think we had one quote last week. Henry Ford said people don't recognize opportunity because it's dressed in overhaul and look overhauls and looks like work.
Looks like work. Exactly. Yeah. And there's so many people, especially in this society today, They want it bigger, better, faster, easier. Everything is so convenient. I mean, Uber now, what do? Pick up your phone? Well, you don't even have to pick up your phone anymore. You just punch in a couple of numbers and boom, you got food showing up at your door, right? I mean, things have just really changed. But then when it comes to success and when it comes to starting businesses, when it comes to doing something that's worthwhile in your life, that is always going to require activity. I don't want to say work, requires activity or action. And so make your plan, be positive that if you put the time and effort into it, it will work. And I promise you it will. You might have to shift some things from time to time because it's a constant process of monitoring. You do a certain activity and you look at it and take score and see if it's working for you or not. See if it's producing the results that you're looking for. If it's not producing, then sometimes you just got to rip that branch out and start all over again.
Yep.
It's just like the guy that has the apple tree in his backyard and he yells at it, one morning and says, "Hey, tomorrow morning when I come out here, you better be producing me oranges." Okay. Well, he's going to be very disappointed the next day because all that's going to be out there is apples. Okay. However, if that's oranges, if that's what he wants, if he goes out and plants the seeds and nurtures it just like everything else, he's going to have an orange tree as long as his apple tree is, along with it rather. And so, yes, that's very simple, but the premise behind it is very powerful. If you do the work, you will have success.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. Well, let's get into our fun fact for the day. Yesterday was all about pizza. What are we at today?
Well, it's a little different take today.
Okay.
Today is National Sorry Charlie Day.
National Sorry Charlie Day.
Yes, National Sorry Charlie Day. Now, I'm dating myself again because I remember these commercials.
Uh-huh.
This day allows us to pause and reflect on the rejections we face throughout our lives. Mm-hmm. Charlie the Tuna. I don't know if you remember Charlie the Tuna.
Yes, I do. That's what I was just thinking. Yep.
Yeah, he served as the spokes tuna for StarKist for almost 20 years and was notorious for never measuring up as a tuna that tastes good, even though he had good taste.
Right.
Constantly being told, "Sorry, Charlie," endeared him to the American public and made him relatable to our everyday rejections. But Charlie never gave up, and today we can celebrate our own perseverance or learn from the experiences of others in bouncing back from rejection. So just remember, when somebody tells you sorry, you're just not good enough, move forward, learn a little more, take that rejection and learn from it. Don't take it to heart and say, "Oh, I'm not good enough." Maybe say, "I'm not good enough yet."
Mm-hmm. I am working on becoming good at whatever. Yeah,
that's right. I'm working on that and I will be there.
Yep. Well, I love that. We got to bring Sorry Charlie back.
Yeah, Charlie Tuna. He hasn't been getting that Sorry Charlie lately. I've seen a few commercials with him, but
yeah. All right. Well, we're going to work on that.
Okay.
We'll set a goal to bring Charlie back. So anyway, all right. Well, that's our fun fact for the day. Again, we sure enjoy doing these things, but please leave comments or questions below, whether it's on YouTube or in Facebook. Let us know how these are helping you, or if there's other things that you would like to see added to them. Also, please hit our subscribe button or hit the like, depending on which means you're watching this with. But anyway, please support us in that way so we can get this message out to as many people as possible. But let's have an awesome day. Jay, what do you say?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right. Tomorrow is hump day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.